This year we have an extra special treat for you folks. On the lower Dells, we haven't had this for 30 years, but we have an eagle's nest. And it's come up here off to the right-hand side of the front of the boat. What you're looking for is a dead pine tree up here to show you. A dead pine tree off to the right. Now right behind that, and to the right of it, is the eagle's nest. It's coming into view right now. See that big dead pine tree? It's to the right of it, and then all the other tall pine tree.
Yeah.
Big blob.
And we have another tree too. Just downstream off to the right here, we have an eagle sitting up in the tallest pine tree. Had a eagle's nest, and we got a bad storm, and flatline winds took care of it. The top of the tree fell over. That forms a cap to the bottle. On both sides, you see the walls of the old-fashioned milk bottle. If you look a little further, inside, about a third of the way down inside the bottle, you see Elsie the cow. Her nose touching that left crack. A little niche for her eye, half circle for her ear. She's facing towards home port. Cow in the old-fashioned milk bottle, just off. It's probably the most difficult rock formation to view down here. If you can find that, you're going to have no problems throughout the rest of the trip. A little bit more about your crew today. Normally, this is my 40th year driving some sort of a vessel on this river. I started out as a duck driver right out of high school. Then I did that for 3 years. 13 years I drove a big tour boat. And then we got our jet boats. Been doing that for the last 24 years. Nathan is going to be a senior in high school. And he normally works our maintenance department. The raftsman, back in the day, what was the most difficult part of the tour? All of would say is the Dells of the Wisconsin River, this area right here. Actually, just north of here, they experience a lot of whitewater rapids, right angle turns. It's very difficult to get these large rafts through that area. So what they would do is they would split these rafts into 4 sections called rapid spaces. Shoot the rapids, come down to this area of the river where it's a little calmer. They tie up along our left. There used to be hundreds of these hooks all along our left, but due to the ravages of time and sirs, we're only left with just one. It's coming up here on our left, about 14 feet above the water. Looking for a 3-foot long iron bar with to it. That's a rafter hook. They would tie up to that, reattach their raft, and then they continue floating. Our next rock formation is still quite a ways in front of us, 100, 150 yards upstream on the left side. You're looking for almost a medieval pulpit. But as pulpit rock gets closer in the view, you're going to notice that the left-hand side is broken away and fallen into the river. This is all due to a natural process of erosion called frost shattering. Now what happens is that moisture will seep into the porous sandstone. In the winter months, when the temperatures fall below freezing, there's once in a while a crack will form. After hundreds of years of this happening, eventually the sandstone can't take it anymore and break away, fall into the river like it's done here at Pulpit Rock. Now, Pulpit Rock is also a landmark to our next rock formation called the Tipped Over Baby Grand Piano. To the right is the base of Pulpit Rock.
Cheque las maravillas de aquí de Wisconsin,
towards the sky,
ya saben.
perfectly formed left-legged. A little bit more about the Wisconsin River. You might be noticing that the water's a very dark brown color. Now this is not caused by pollution. Actually, it's a rather clean lake. It's caused by a natural substance called Coca-Cola. And actually, they disguise it, we call it caramel coloring. Perfectly natural. Paradise Rock Formation is probably the most famous one here on the lower Dells. Most photographed one. It's called Hawks Peak. Now, Hawks Peak is starting to come into view directly in front of the boat right now, just downriver there on the right shoreline. Look all the way up to the top of the cliff. You know, it's three ledges that overhang the river a bit, silhouetted against the sky. Now, if you use your imaginations, picture that lower ledge there being the lower jaw of a hawk. Upper ledge, upper portion of his beak, will slit up there for his eye. And the area that we're entering right now is known as the canyon or valley of the Painted Rock. If you look on both sides of the river, you notice that the rock cliffs have some very subtle colors to them. This is all due to the natural glacier being formed a large plateau. Then a little more recently, only about 15,000 years ago, the last of the great glaciers came down out of the north, crushing its way, but it split north of here about 50 miles away. Right around this area, came back together, continued into the Midwest. When that glacier finally receded back into the north, the rushing waters of that melting glacier carved out the river channel and the rock formations that we're viewing today. Now, if you look at the cliffs, you notice that there's little layers in the cliffs. Geologists tell us that each layer represents roughly 5,000 years of sedimentation, and that this is some of the oldest historical rock on the face of the earth. It's called Small deposit in upstate New York, and right here is the largest deposit right here in Wisconsin Dells. Now, just a bit here, you're going to be able to see in the first cave entrance. It's right there in the center of the island. This one you're actually going to be able to see all the way through to the other side. So in a moment here, you'll see daylight when you look through it. And that daylight should be making a shape. And that of an upside down heart, we call it Sweetheart's Cave. And it's starting to come into view for me right now. Maybe you don't see an upside down heart. Maybe you see a Hershey's Kiss teardrop. And I'll give you a little tour of Lone Rock. I'll take the chief all the way around and give you an opportunity to look at all the cave entrances.
Chequen, qué pinche, qué belleza, qué belleza.
Off to the left, that sugar bowl starting to come into view. Does that not look like the north end of a southbound elephant? Straight off to our left.